Hey everybody, welcome back to another video here on Vivo Garage, and thank you so much for tuning in. I completely appreciate it. In today's video, we are going to get the engine assembled. All the parts are in. I spent the last little bit cleaning up the engine with all the extra gasket material that was on there. Didn't need to bore everybody with that. It's kind of boring, really mundane, but it's all done. So today, like I said, we are going to get it assembled and get it ready to drop in. Now it's not going to go in right away because I still have some other stuff I need to do on the jet ski to get it ready. But without further ado, let's get this engine complete. So we're going to go ahead and start getting this thing assembled. I've done a lot of the cleanup, but I feel like I'm at the point now where I need to kind of explain what I'm doing. So we got, I took the reed valves out completely, and obviously I've got the pistons off the connecting rods, and I inspected everything. Everything looks really good. The bearings look really good that are on the crankshaft, so I'm not going to do anything with the crankshaft or take it out or any of that stuff. So I've completely cleaned everything out. I believe this was an SBT rebuild engine that this is. The connecting rods have SBT stamped on them, and just kind of some of the stuff I've seen from SBT on how they build engines I'm finding on this. So I'm pretty sure that that's what this is. Not a big deal, but so right now I am replacing all the reed valves. I bought a reed valve kit, so I'm just taking the old ones off, getting this cleaned up. The other two, for each of the other two cylinders, they still have the old gaskets on them, so I'm going to get those cleaned up and get all the reed valves replaced, put them in with the gaskets, and I'm just going to get that sealed off and get it nice and pretty ready to go. So we're going to work on that right now. All right, so I got all the revalve assemblies torn down, all the old reed valves pulled out. So I ordered this reed valve set, and this is for the Kawasaki 1200, whether it's an STX-R or an Ultra 150, since they're the same engine. So I'm going to go ahead and get these put in, and then we're going to put each in. This I'll just kind of film just to see the process, but it'll probably just get sped up a lot as we go through it. So. All right, so we got those in. It's nice and good. Can't see any light coming through, so that means they are good. Sweet. So this one will go in here. And one thing to note, if you're ever doing this and didn't notice, but this has up written on it, so that obviously goes up. There's also somewhere else I saw it written up. Oh, up on this side. So basically, you want to make sure you put them in the right way. And then don't forget the gasket in here. It's got two gaskets, one on each side. All right, so they're all on now, and I will get the gaskets on there, and then we're gonna get these bolted up. Actually, before I can do that, some of the old gaskets from the carburetor. You can see I still got to clean off, so I'll do that off camera. Nobody wants to watch this. It's kind of boring, but we'll get all that taken off before we put this on. I don't want the debris falling down in there, so. But this side's all good, and you can see why the reed valves go in a certain thing. They have a little pin key that goes on, so that gets put in the top here on there, so they have a purpose. Alright, so I got the cylinder walls all cleaned up and everything over here. I did just a quick hone. I'll show you. I mean, they look okay, but definitely nowhere near a professional job. But the cylinder walls weren't all that bad anyway. Just to kind of give them a little, get any extra stuff off of there to keep it as tight as possible in there with the rings. So moving on, I'm going to attach the pistons onto the connecting rods. So I got to get my assembly lube for the bearings, and then get out, and we're just going to knock out each of these pistons, and hopefully everything is good and all is well. We'll take disconnect all the jugs from here off, and just start attaching one on one, then put the water connector back on, and this thing's almost pretty much ready to go in. Be nice. So, I don't think I ever showed, but I got the WSM Performance Platinum Series pistons. I could have probably just replaced only one of them for that one, but figure if I got this out, we're just going to go ahead and do it. So, nice new piston, standard bore, retaining, sleeve, wrist pin. Boy, yikes. So we'll get this one in. Okay, so I'd take a little break to see, because there's an arrow that's on the top of the piston, and it needs to go in a certain direction. So I want to look at the service manual, and the arrow is to point towards the carburetors. So now that I got that, I'm going to continue on getting the first piston on. Now, just got to get the pin in there to hold it, which is always fun. Hopefully this holds true. The first one's always the hardest. So move on to the second one. I'm going to be putting the rings on as I get closer to putting the jugs on. So just keep that in mind. all 3 pistons on. That last one went on almost too easy, which kind of concerns me, but it's on there. So I'm going to separate the jugs, and then I'm going to bring them on one at a time. I'm going to start with the farthest one. I will get the rings on, and I'm just going to put some assembly lube kind of around the piston itself, just to kind of help lubricate it. So, got them all obviously on there. I just got the nuts tightened down, finger tight. So I'm going to look up the torque specs, and then we'll get those torqued down. Bummer. I thought I was recording. I got everything torqued, and yeah, so it's all torqued. So the initial thing, I have to go back and look. But the initial first round, and I did in a cross pattern, was roughly around 6 foot-pounds, and then followed up with 36 foot-pounds. So got all that done. Next thing we can do is we can get the heads on, but I'm going to paint the heads, so I won't film that. That's not very fun to watch, but I'll get that done, and then once they're dry and everything, we'll get them slapped on there. So if you followed my other build, my head's getting painted this color is kind of a signature for it. I just think it makes it really pop. And in this ski, when it's in the, all in there, you're not necessarily going to see this, but I definitely like the look of it. One thing to note is these heads do go in a particular way. You notice how the spark plugs are pointed all in the same thing. Water spouts are all kind of in the same area. The two bigger ones go to the rear. I know that there's what they call a triple pisser conversion on here, where I think all three of these go to the side of the boat, so you can see water shooting out all of them. But for now, I may do it down the road, but for now these are just going to go to the back of the boat, the back of the hull, like factory, and then this one will go out the side. So at this point I can put the brackets that hold it together, and I'm just going to get them all zipped down. I'll figure out what the torque spec is, but I'm just going to kind of get it all buttoned up right now. Let's see what our torque spec is. These should be a lot smaller, so T2s. So yeah, just 22 foot-pounds. So definitely a lot smaller. They're all torqued down. So sweet. All right. So I think it looks great with the color, and it's not going to necessarily be visible, but to me, yeah, if people see it, I just think people are like, that looks nice, and it's a nice accent with this gray. If I had more time, I probably could have just painted the whole block, but this stuff you don't necessarily see. I mean, you've got your manifold that's right here, and then the whole exhaust that comes up over. So, not too concerned with that, but we're definitely making compression. You definitely feel it. And obviously now it's just so it's going to leave these in here so no debris gets in there. But for the most part, other than just putting the manifold on, which probably do that, this thing's ready to drop back in. Unfortunately, I don't have the ski ready for it, so I'll probably just put the manifold on and wrap this video up. There we go. That is done. Looks so good. I'm super happy with it. Sorry the lighting. I've got light coming in. I can't show what's behind me. But yeah, it's all built. It's done. Super excited. So I'm just going to shove a rag down in here and then probably shove some stuff down in there so stuff doesn't get in. And yeah, we're good. So, well, there we got it. It is assembled and ready to go in. Like I mentioned at the beginning, I still have some other stuff I need to get done on the jet ski before I can go in, but we are still on track. It's the beginning of April, and as long as everything else goes well with the jet ski on getting it, getting that ready to go, it'll be ready come May, sometime in May, to get it in the water for its maiden voyage with me, get the goat ski out. I will have a video dropping on the goat ski probably in the next day or so on its minor repairs that we had to get done on it, and get that ready for its second season with us. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every view I get, and if this jet ski is interest you, or even the goat ski, consider subscribing. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. And yeah, I won't drag on with much more, but thank you so much for watching, and until the next one, bye.